again, Lou?
They've talked several times during the postseason about how well Kenta has taken to the bullpen role. How much has that solidified just your postseason bullpen plans, him being able to take to that role so well?
Each guy has a specific role or part of the lineup that we target, and the confidence that we have in Kenta, obviously, that's validated some things to move and kind of really heighten his confidence. But to have him in a certain three-hitter spot, and even also to give us length, also is a luxury we have. Yeah, it's good.
Sort of wanted to follow up on that. What are some of the considerations that you're looking at, that you're considering when you put together a bullpen for a series?
Well, part of it is how they're throwing. The other variable is the opponent and their use of how they construct the lineup potentially and their bench, and just to essentially have whatever matchup that we might want, we had it covered on our side of the pitching side.
Mark, in the back of the right.
Talking about your bullpen, so many times you hear about roles, but it seems like your guys seem to be comfortable, doing a lot of different things. How do you get to that point with these guys? It seems like it shows up in the effectiveness of the pad up there.
Yeah, I think that that's the probably the most important barrier in the sense of having the players buy into what we're doing as a team, and understanding that their role is a pitcher on the ball club, and whenever they're asked to take the baseball, they take it and perform. So I think that at times that you can argue the comfort of knowing a specific role or situation that you're going to be placed in, but we've challenged our guys for the last couple of years to be comfortable being uncomfortable, and they've adjusted and they've thrived in whatever situation that we've put them in.
Gary, right here.
Dave, when you're selecting a starting catcher, how much do you value how in sync a pitcher and catcher are compared to offensive variables?
That's very important. The most important player in a particular organization or team that day is the starting pitcher, and so that catcher and the pitcher have to be in sync and on the same page. And so for us, we're lucky because we have two guys that I feel comfortable with any pitcher, and then now you kind of bring in the offensive pitcher hitter thing into the equation, and you make a decision. But I think for us, we've got two very good catchers.
Far left.
Dave, I'm not sure how much you saw in Darvish in Texas, but do you feel like he's gotten himself back to the level he was when he was there? What has been the key for him to getting there?
I didn't see a whole lot of him in Texas. I know he was an elite pitcher in the other league. I do know he had surgery a couple years ago. And talking to you, I think that he feels that he's back to where he was prior to his surgery. I know that over the course of the last 4 starts, he's thrown the baseball really well. And I know he's comfortable with the information, with his mechanics, with Rick as a pitching coach. So with both catchers that have caught him, I know he's comfortable. So all I can speak to is right now, in this moment, he's in as good of a place as I think he's ever been in.
There are times that you're going to sit back and marvel at the depth of this organization. Just you guys can lose a Seager and still be okay.
Yeah, I think that this is something that I think started last year with Clayton and losing him for a couple months and having the guys and the pitching staff pick him up and pick us up. And a lot of what we've talked about is depth, and it's all rhetoric until it plays out. But I think internally for us, we believe that was a huge asset. And so it's certainly played out that way. And when you do lose a guy like Corey, I think the thing is that the one factor is that we do have someone that we feel very confident in replacing Corey, which is very difficult to do. But the other part is that the guys in the clubhouse just aren't wavering and really aren't affected by a loss of any one player. And I think that speaks to the toughness of those guys in there.
First row here. Is there an update on Corey Seager's condition also?
Well, Corey is in talking to him, he says he feels considerably better. He says he feels normal-ish. So that's, I think, is a good thing to hear.
Normal-ish?
Normal-ish, I-S-H.
How about Adrian Gonzalez?
Adrian is just resting. He's with his family, and he's preparing for next spring training.
Bill? Yeah, Dave, talk a lot about how this year is different for your players. How's it different for you, this situation, this postseason, after doing it 1 year, being a putting your second as a postseason manager?
I think that I'm learning something every day. I think that it's different in the sense of having home field advantage, because I think that the travel last year can be grueling, and just the east to west coast and all that kind of stuff, where this year we've had the off days and kind of been very normalish for us being at home. So that's been good, but just really being more familiar with the front office, the players, the coaches. I think that all of that has kind of helped me be more comfortable in any situation.